Right folks, this YouTube lark, let me just tell you something about the channel, about a couple of, well, 3 videos I've seen recently, and about a feature I started about a month ago, maybe more than a month ago, that I was going to run weekly, but work and life's gotten in the way of it, and part 1 was a month ago. I should be doing it weekly, I didn't do. So I'm going to do part 2 today, and it's going to cover the last 3 or 4 weeks of this channel. But before I go into that, let me just tell you, so we're all on this YouTube journey, lark, to earn money. Regardless of what anybody tells you, that's what they're on here for. I am myself. I thought I'd be earning now, and more than I'm earning, and quicker than I've actually been earning. But I don't need it desperately for another 2 or 3 years yet. But I'm hoping in 5 or 6 years, I'm hoping I'm still going to be here. And when I've retired fully, it'll give me the income that I need. Because I need an income even though I retire. Just because of the way I've lived my life. More about that in videos to come in the next few weeks. Well, definitely in September I think it's going to be. But I haven't been earning a bundle by any means. I'm very open on this channel. I'll tell you everything about this channel, about myself, about anything and everything. And as you know, well, those that have been with from the start will know how the channel's grown and where we're at now, and I'm happy with where we're at. I'd like to be further on, but that is life. I'm doing well considering I'm not asking all folk to constantly asking them to subscribe, and constantly asking folks to pass my name on, and constantly asking other channels for favours. I've never asked a leg up of anybody. I just do what I do because I find it difficult to ask. But we're doing okay. But it's not an earner. And to that end, I've seen some videos lately from 3 people in the main. One from a guy called Bald Foodie Guy, then from another guy called Gary Eats, and more recently from the Mac Master. And I've had thoughts on all 3. I've commented on the Bald Foodie Guy and Gary Eats, and not on the Mac Master. The Mac Master went at it from a slightly different angle, and I liked it. But I still would have liked more. But the more is probably going to come from myself. We're probably never going to hear the truth of any YouTubers. I think they don't want people to know what they earn, because they feel people will be disappointed they do so well out of it, and they'll lose subscribers. I'm the opposite of opinion. I think they're wrong. I think many folk that follow them are happy that they're earning whatever they're earning, because they're following them, they like them. If they didn't like them, they wouldn't follow them. And I think people with myself, if in 7 or 8 years time I'm earning 2 or 3 grand a week, God forbid, but if I am, I don't think people will begrudge it at all, even though I don't have all the singing and dancing that they have, and all the editing and all the background stuff and all the thumbnails and all the music and all that palaver. People will realise I've come from nothing, figuratively speaking, with this YouTube channel, because I started in a very, very small way, and it'll have taken me years to build up to whatever I finally want or hope to get to. And I've gone months and months without any money. Like I said the other day, I think I normally average about 120 a month on here, which is 30 quid a week. I think I probably put about 40 to 50 hours a week in, so I'm on less than £1 an hour. So how anybody could begrudge me big figures in 3 or 4 years if I ever get there, that is beyond me. I don't think they will. So I'm always going to tell folk what I earn. If anyone ever asks me what I'm earning, I'm going to tell them. The same way I tell folks anything and everything about me. That is the reason I don't like people's comments. That is the reason I don't bar people. It's an open forum for people to discuss, and amongst yourselves, and ask anything to me and get honest answers off me, because I believe in honesty and transparency. You'll always get that. So back to what they did, because I'm going to link this into this this is the week that was section. I'm going to tell you a few things within this channel that's happened the last few weeks, a few of the videos I've done. I'm going to point you to a few that I think are worth watching, but you don't need to. Some of you will have watched the odd one. Many of you won't have watched them, because I know that from the viewing figures. And I'm going to tell you about one that I've earned some money off recently, which surprised me. I was earning after 2 days 30 pence on it, and I think I've now broke the £10 barrier, but I can't believe that's all I've done. So Bald Foodie Guy did something a few weeks ago now, before he had his accident, because people were chasing him for how much he's earning, and they kept going on and on and on and on. And he thought he'd better do a video to address it, but said at the same time, although I'm doing reasonably well, and it's paying me a living, which I'm over the moon with because I never expected it, I'm not going to tell people what I earn, because that's my business. And I agree with him to a great extent. But I think telling folk wouldn't have harmed him at all. I don't think it'll lose subscribers, I really don't. Then Gary Eats did one a few weeks later, and he said he'd seen the Bald Foodie Guy's one. And I think Gary Eats is probably earning even more now than Bald Foodie Guy, because he's got even more subscribers and he gets more watches per video. And that's what YouTube pay on. The amount of watches, the amount of hours watched. Gary Eats videos are normally a bit longer than Bald Foodie Guys, and he's getting more watching them, so he's got the double bubble, I would suggest, but I don't know. But he did say to folk he's doing pretty well. He said, but quotes from YouTube sources saying he's earning sort of, I think he was saying 15, 20 grand per week or per month, are way short, are way over what they actually are. But he wouldn't say what he was earning. Somebody's come on my channel since and said Gary Eats, based on what he's doing, will be on about 3 to 4 grand a week, and he might be, and if he is, good luck to him. As I say, the McMaster of the three of them is the one I know the most, because I follow him more than I do the others. I watch more McMaster videos than the others, and he actually gave me a plug a few months ago without me asking him to. A video of mine got to him that I'd done on him, and he gave me a plug, and I got about 20, 30 subscribers. You may still be with me, folks. If you're there, thank you very much. If you're not, well, I can't say thank you very much because you're not here, but no hard feelings. If you don't like what you see, you move on, and that's fine. Obviously, you like the McMaster because you watch him all the time. McMaster's doing really well, even better than Gary Eats, but has been doing it for longer. But Gary Eats is catching on fast. The McMaster did something, did a video the other week, said, I'm going to do this video now. People regularly ask me what I earn and how I earn and blah, 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 blah. They've asked other people, I've seen other videos, so he's probably seen the Bold Foodie guy and the Gary Eats one. He said, I'm going to break cover. I'm going to tell folks what I earn. He said, well, I'm not going to tell folks what I earn, but I'm going to do a video now. I'm going to do this video. I'm going to get it watched for a good few days, and then I'm going to tell you what I've earned from this video. I won't tell you what I earn fully because that's my business and not yours, and frankly, I don't think it's right that folks should ask. I would say to that, well, I agree where he's coming from. I think I did a video similar on Gary Eats. If it was a proper job, 9 to 5 in a workplace and whatever else, I've never said to folks, what do you earn? The same way I've never wanted folks to say to me, what do I earn? I would never tell them. It would be my business. I did a video the other week saying that when I worked in my proper 9 to 5 job, and it wasn't a 9 to 5 job, but when I did what I did, I was particularly good at what I did, and I earned most of other employees in the same business. And I think my employers didn't want folk to know what I was earning because it might have upset other folk, and I didn't for sort of the same reason. And that was just me. And I believe in a normal working environment, you don't ask, and it's something that's other person's business. But I think with YouTube, it's a different kind of job. And I think what you earn really is based on the people that watch. Your subscribers, if you like, and some of them aren't subscribers, but your subscribers, your viewing audience. And I think because the viewing audience are behind what you earn, I don't think it's wrong for them to ask what you earn and to tell them. And I still maintain the fact that if folk realise what these YouTubers earned, I don't think they'd lose subscribers. I don't think they'd lose many. In fact, what might happen is they might surprise themselves, they might gain some. Because a lot of what they call them backgrounders, people that watch videos but don't subscribe. I think if they feel they're dealing with somebody completely transparent and completely honest, I think they might get even more subscribers than they get now. I might be wrong, but we'll never know because nobody's broke rank and fully told you what they earn. Back to the McMaster. He said, I'm going to do this video, and he kept going on and on and on about how it all works, which is fine. And he said you have to do 8-minute videos because 8-minute videos gets more ads in and you earn more. I didn't know that. That's probably one of the reasons I don't do so well, because I do a lot of 1, 2 and 3-minute videos, but it's a different channel this. I do the odd 8-minute video, I do the odd 15-minute video, but not many. And the subjects are covering the longer videos, a more niche market. I'm only going to get 1 to 2,000 watches. The ones where I do the 1, 2 and 3-minute ones sometimes just get picked up by folk and folk run with them because they're subjects that people care about. I've done one of them in the last week or so, more about it in a moment. But he told us how it works and the logistics and so on and so forth, and it was great and I enjoyed watching it. Anyway, about a week later, which would be about 3-4 days ago now, he came back on and he said, this is how it paid. And he said, I'm going to do the same. I'm going to make it run 8 minutes, because if I make this one run 8 minutes, I'll earn off this one as well. But when you get to the end of this 8 minutes, those that stay with me, you will be told what I earn. And he'd also said in both videos, you know I do a lot of videos to do with cars, the old electric cars, because he's got one. And I said, I'll be dead honest with folk, I earn even more with those. And I earn more with electric cars, because at the moment they're in the public consciousness, they're being talked about all the time. He said, and also with the advertising, there's more revenue to be had, because you can do electric car ones, and if they get lots of watches, the electric car manufacturers want to book the adverts. They'll book the advertising spaces, and that's when you go into a whole different thing. It's the same with some of the videos I do with travel. When I travel even on aeroplanes, a lot of people watch them, but you find a lot of travel companies want to place adverts with airplane travel and so on and so forth. so I make more with those. He said the ones I make probably the least on are my food reviews, and I do more food reviews than anything else. Then it'll be travel I make more on, and then the electric cars even more on. Now I know when I first watched the Mapmaster about 18 months ago, maybe 20 months ago now, time flies, you do forget, he'd just got his plaque, like Gary Eats has just got, to say he's got 100,000 subscribers. I think Ball Foodie Guy's got that as well. I've seen Ball Foodie Guy open the same plaque. Gary Eats opened it later, but I think Gary Eats has got them in a much, much shorter time. I think the Mapmaster took more years than both of them, but now he's flew. One he's gone from 100 to nearly about 180, 190 in no time. I think he did a lot with electric cars, and I think that really gave him a secondary push. And I think because he said a lot were watched in the Sun took up something to do with him, and he did 5 or 6 days in the Sun where they were mentioning him, mentioning his channel. He said that got him loads of traction. So he said, I do the electric car ones, and I know I'm going to earn even more money on them, but I don't just look to them, I do all the same ones I've always done. And that was it. The video ran for 8 minutes. Then at the end he said, right, I've done this video a week ago for you. It was, say, 9 minutes odd long. Up to now it's had something like 64,000 watches, or it might have been 46. In fact, it might have been 36. Do you know, I wrote it down, I've forgotten, it wasn't 60 odd, I think it was 30 or 40 odd. He said, and up to now, this is what I've earned in dollars, boom, 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 boom. Then he converted it, and it worked out, I think, to 230 quid. He said, so that's 230 quid. He said, that in the end will make more than that, because over the next 6 months it'll get watched even more. It's slowed down now, the traction's slowed down, but it will get even more, so I'll make more on that. From that, you can gauge what I earn if you think, if you want to, but you won't really gauge it because, as I say, some pay me more than others, some pay less, some I might only have 10 or 20,000 watches, some I might have 80 or 100,000. So from that, I'm thinking, well, he earns good money. I would suggest he's on between 3 and 5 grand a week, but I don't know, and that's his business, and that's how he wants to keep it, and that's fine. I think he should have shared. I think it would have been a good thing. I don't think it would have hurt him, but he didn't. But based on that one video, I'm thinking, well, he's earned that. Over the last few weeks, I mean, to be honest with you, it's weird. The last 4 weeks has been my slowest time over the last 12 months. I've had a great 12 months by this channel standards. My subscribers over the last 4 weeks in particular have really, really dropped. They've really slowed up. I'm still doing better than many people that I follow, percentage-wise, but they've really, really slowed up, and I don't know why. I've put a bit less content out there, but that's because I've had nothing to cover. I am giving even more time to my new job rather than just this, so I'm finding it harder. And the videos are coming out at all different times, but I don't really know why it's slowed down, because I've done virtually the same stuff, but it has. But that's life. But I put one out about 5 or 6 days ago now. You may or may not have watched it. It was about the old clay pigeon shooting, you know, in the Olympics there, when the British lady never got gold because they said she missed one of the shots that she claimed. I've seen it since in slow motion, and she hit the clay, and it should have counted, but it didn't. And the video was about the fact that they've got rid of VAR, because I believe they had it in clay pigeon shooting, and they decided for this Olympics to get rid, which to me seemed rather crazy. You've got 2 judges making their minds up, and both of them didn't see the clay hit. Had they done, it would have been classed as a hit, and she would have carried on and maybe could have won a gold. But I did also say, a shot or 2 previously, the girl, I think, from Chile that actually won the gold, actually was judged to have missed a shot as well, and she claimed she hit one. But I didn't see a slow-mo of that, so I don't know whether or not she did. Had she have done, she would have beat our girl anyway. Had she not have done, then our girl could have been judged to have been robbed, which is a shame. Now, it was only 3 or 4 minute long video, but it's been watched by 18,300, and I couldn't believe it, because for the first 2 days, it got watched by about 250 people, which isn't a lot. Then the next day, I noticed it had 500 watches when I thought, where's that come from? That's a lot for me. That isn't a lot for any of them 3 guys. The Ball Foodie Guy, Gary Eats, the Mapmaster. You know, Ball Foodie Guy will do a video, and within probably 3 or 4 hours, he's got, say, 3,000 watching it. And his average per video, I would imagine, is between about 20 and 35,000. Gary Eats, his average is probably between anything from 60 to 300,000. The Mapmaster, bad videos probably, or slow videos, 10 or 15,000 to him. The great videos, he does the better ones, nearly 100,000, but so often somewhere in between. Others do even more that I follow. I mean, if you look at Rate My Takeaway, he's got an even bigger subscriber, a bigger following at the moment, and his videos anything from 100,000 up to about 500,000. But normally they'll see the video count going up like that all the time. When I see 500 an hour, that's a lot for me. And I've done the odd video in the past where I've had 3,000 and 4,000 watching an hour, but it's only about 2 videos, and I couldn't believe it. I've never seen the like of it. I was actually getting turned on by it. Nobody else would, but I did, because I've never seen it before. Sadly, I've never seen it since. But I did that video. It got watched by 18,338 as per an hour ago. And I'll just tell you what it earned me. Now, bear in mind, the Mapmaster did one. As I say, it might have been watched by 30 to 40,000. Say it was 36,000. It's double the ones that I've seen mine. Mine was only how many minutes long? Bear with me. 2 minutes 14. So that hasn't helped me to start with. His was 9 or 10 minutes. And he says that's what you need to get more people. As I say, as of 2 days in, it was 30 pence for about 6,000 watches. And I thought, what a joke that is. And it's actually paid me £11.25. Which really, folks, is buttons. It's the biggest video by watches I've had in the last probably 3 or 4 months now, maybe 6 months, but at least 3 or 4 months. It got me 7 new subscribers, so thanks to you all. I hope you're still here with it. But I thought, what a pittance for that many watches. But what really shocked me was, I thought, how come that many folk have watched that? When the same day I probably did 2 or 3 videos that I thought were better than it, the day before it, 3 or 4, the day after it, 5 or 6. And it just amazes me. And it amazes me how YouTube works and how they push certain videos. If they're getting watched and a few comments and a few thumbs up, they just get pushed. And I do know I need to ask for more subscribers and more thumbs up and more comments, but I find it hard. But from time to time I do it, and I will do. I'm not going to do it now, because that's not what this is about. But to that end, I'm always trying to get folk to watch videos that I think have done and I think are worth watching. So I'll give you a few. This is part 2. I did part 1 on about the 8th of last month, so it's over 4 weeks ago now, and I called it That Was the Week That Was. It was after the old David Frost show from many, many moons ago, from when I was a kid. I don't remember the show, but I've heard so much about it. That was part 1. This is That Was the Week That Was, part 2, but it's covering a month. And I'll give you a few I've done. One I did only a couple of days ago. Now I'm going to give recommends of things to watch, things to see, things to hear. I did one the other day about the Killers. They've just released a song called Bright Lights. Listen to the song, but listen to the video. It tells you what I think about it in comparison to some songs by other artists. That was one recommendation. I've done a recommendation today that isn't yet out, but if you see this video, you probably wouldn't watch that recommendation. It's worth watching, I believe, and it is a longer video. It's about the Clint Eastwood film, The Outlaw Josie Wales. It tells you what I think about the film and why I like it and why I believe it's better than other films. The Outlaw Josie Wales. If you get a minute, go and watch that. Did some serious ones, folks, some serious videos. I'll take to some serious ones and then some ones that I thought were reasonably funny, and I'll give you in the main how many I've watched each. So many of you watching this won't have seen them, so they're worth watching. I did one that's it's been watched by 44 people, and it's entitled Do Not Watch This Video If You Like Dogs. So if you tap that into your search bar, you'll get that one. And if you do like dogs, maybe you won't want to watch it. Maybe you will, because it might make you want to look out for this guy if ever you see him on the high street, but you're not likely to anytime soon, and less likely because he's in Australia at the moment. But if you want to see this video, that's upsetting, but really folks should hear the story. Do not watch this video if you like dogs. Watched by 44 people. Michael Barrymore wants shooting. That's been watched by 793 people, but it's a serious one. I'm not saying really we should shoot him or go and kill him. I'm not sort of saying that really at all. But it's based on something he said the other week. Michael Barrymore wants shooting, watched by 793 people. The next one, it's weird this, it's been watched by 45 people. And it's entitled 45 Million Chicks. That's as in chickens, C-H-I-C-K-S. 45 million chicks. Been watched by 45 people. Watch that, folks, and it'll shock you. It shocked me, the story behind it. I was really, really, really surprised. It just shows what we don't know about what's happening out there. And then I did one called Pride Flag Kiddies in Junior School. Pride Flag Kiddies in Junior School, watched by 65 people. I think it's worth a watch. I think if you're worried about our kids and worried about the way they're being taught and brought up, that one's worth seeing. Then I'll give you 4 reasonably funny ones to look at. Now, they're not joke telling, they're nothing to do with jokes. I don't tell jokes and whatever else. I've said this many times in the past. I've got a weird, not sick, but weird sense of humour. I just make things up and I run with them. The story's made up in my own head about things that we're seeing on the TV or reading in the media. If you want a bit of a laugh, if you like one of them, you'll like them all. And if you like them all, you'll like my kind of humour, so the videos to start looking out for. Olympics Final Day is the first one. Olympics Final Day, watched by 114 people. Cliff Richard Blind. No, he's not blind really, but if you type in Cliff Richard Blind, you'll see that. Watched by about 40 people. One guy's had a right pop at me, but that's life, I take it. The next one's called Anthea Turner OMG, Anthea Turner Oh My God, watched by 120. That's one that just shows how I am about myself, because I'm knocking myself as much as anything else there, but that's what I tend to do. And the next one is Miriam Margolyes. I've done a few on Miriam, it's the more recent one. I think it says something like Miriam Margolyes and sex toys, or something about sex toys, watched by 102. I think they're sort of funny-ish for different reasons. I think you might find them reasonably funny. You might not, but you might do, so give them a go. So they're over the last few weeks things that I think are half worth watching on the channel. And other than that, watch whatever you want to watch on this channel or any other. The channel's here for you. If there's any subjects you'd like me to cover or like my thoughts on, just tell me, put them in the comment section and we'll cover them, no problem. If it's a subject I know nothing about, it's something I can't cover, but I'll try to have an opinion. I do have most things. Somebody actually said to me the other week, can you do something on electric cars? I said, I know absolutely nothing about them, so there's no point me doing it. But if it's a subject I know anything about, or think I know anything about, or a subject that interests me, I will cover it. And with that, folks, I'll leave you. That's me for the day. I've got a section later called The Scores on the Doors. I'll do that in a couple of hours, but other than that, I am finished. Not for good, I hope, but for today.